Yeah. So the type of thing we do, and don't be afraid to have a go at this yourself, is it learns like a baby, okay? So I'm just going to, let's see if I have gas on there. Maybe utility. Yeah. Utility is gas, electricity. And there's no VAT. Okay, there's all these VAT rates. Okay, so I'm just going to do a supplier rule. What that is, whenever flow gas goes in, it's going to put its bill into a utility. It's not going to worry about VAT, okay? And you always put publish to bill. So I'm just going to show you the type of thing that we do because you may want to look after this aspect. So I've just done that there. Okay, and I'll just go back out the box. So there's the flow gas one. Robert Key. So that's a lawnmower, is it?
That is, yes.
James, what's that? Is it a lawnmower? Is that what you bought?
Yes.
What is it? Yeah, 649. Yeah, lawnmower. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Is that the name of the supplier? Yeah, Robert Key.
Yes.
Ah, no. Oh, I've never even heard of him. Sounds good. Okay. So this is. Just see what. Yeah, I hadn't allowed for that. We just. I'll just come back here a second. I kind of kitchen equipment, just fixed assets, furniture. Yeah, I'll just put now you wouldn't have to do this that much, but you might want to. So it's kind of once-off stuff, but this isn't really training stuff. It's more digital assets, equipment. That cut the grass by itself, yeah. The Husqvarna. Okay, just go down here. I'm just going to have the two of them talk to each other. Categories, reload. Okay, so all I'm doing here is when you open Dext, you come to this is generally where you'll be on this, but I'm just setting up the map there. Let me just see if equipment came up. No, it'll be up in a minute anyway. That's oil, so I'll just go in there, top oil. So I didn't do this until I had you on because I just wanted to show you what's happening first.
Yeah.
And it'll recognize the next time it sees it. So at least you know where I'm from. So I'll just leave that one. I'm just going to click next here on the top. So there's a lot of other features here, but we'll just deal with the important stuff. And then at the training, I'll show you more of the features. Lidl. So is this all for business purposes, Deborah and James and Jacobus, or is some of this personal?
Yes. No, it's all for business. We're keep it separate.
Yeah.
Personal stuff from the business. We pay separately then.
Okay, so Lidl, I'm just looking, that's all food. Well, anyway.
Yeah, and cleaning equipment and so
on. Okay. Oh, there's some cleaning there as well. So let me
I think I saw something like that. Yes.
Gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Latex gloves, yeah.
So it doesn't actually matter what I put it into up here when there's an analysis. Okay. Now what I mean by that is I'll just set that for food at the moment, but don't worry too much about that for a second. It'll always be no VAT. You just have to keep telling it that and publish to bill. But the next thing that happens is I'm going to create this smart split rules. So when there's a different categories in a bill, now it'll always happen with Lidl, Aldi, SuperValu, okay, where you buy multiple different things.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to add a percentage thing here. Let's see what I'll do here. This just think I'll operate this for a second. Yeah, I'll go down here to this create line items. So let me just see what those 98 and 245. What's that? 343 is it? 2.45.
244 is.
343, yeah. So I'm going to add this thing called a line item. Now cleaning. Yeah, and cleaning materials, yeah. This will get a bit no VAT, no. I'll just put in total is 343. And then the rest of it is food. So automatically going to cost of sales food there. It's always no VAT. Yeah, let's get rid of the VAT, but there's no way. 58. So the important thing here is 58, sorry. So that seemed a little bit awkward there. Because of the mix of different items here, I've just gone down to the bottom and divided it between a couple of different categories, okay? Does that half make sense, lads?
Yeah.
So you'll see, so I'll go, see, once there's no difference here, there's no red lines there. When I go done, now I'll show you where this ends up in a second, okay, and then I'll go to the next one. Okay, which is little again. I'm just glancing down through it. Yeah, that's all food, I think. So I'm going to set a supplier rule that it'll always presume it's food, and then we can analyze it if it's not. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to apply that. So now when I come back to the inbox here, I'll actually just click down here a minute, click back up. Now all the other littles, it's put everything into food. You see that? There, yeah, I'll just make it. So all these littles here a minute ago were all to be reviewed. And I told it, it's always food unless you see otherwise, all right? Now that may not be the case. I'll do another one there. So this one here for 87. You might wonder where all this is going. Believe me, there is a purpose what I'm doing. Let's go to the next one, which isn't little. That's super value. I'll just ignore that for a minute, and I'll just go to little here. So here's another little. I'm just looking down. That's all food as well. Okay, so that one's okay. This one is all food as well, actually. That's handy. This one, it'll start to do this by itself, you see, after today. I just wanted to demonstrate. And then don't be afraid to have a go at this yourself. Look at this one. All food as well. It's great. This one.
Why can't one just make it groceries and it's everything?
Sorry, you could just make it groceries if you want. Yeah. It's just we want to
Then
know
it's food or cleaning. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we see this was 43. Now I'm just going to stop at that one for a minute. 4003, which is that one there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tick these. Now this can happen automatically eventually, but if it happens too quickly, we won't really know what's going on. I'm just going to tick these, all right? So these are all the ones we've looked at in the last few minutes. A Robert Key, I just see his equipment in there. It might have arrived.
It did arrive, yes.
Did it arrive yet? EQ.
No,
this hasn't happened yet. I'll just do another category. Well, actually, I'll come back to that. I'll go back here again. So these ones I've ticked. I'm going to click the word publish. Okay. So you see they're turning to publishing now. And so all you really, what should happen is you photograph it, they arrive here, and it goes to where we've now told it should go. Okay. Now, just remember on the first one, I analyzed it between cleaning materials and that. So see, that's gone to 13. We click the beginning to publish. Okay. Okay, it takes a minute or two. While that is happening, I'll just have a look at the next little. There's a few wipes there, 99 cents. Okay, 76.47. I'll just analyze that one in a minute. So I'll just come back to your QuickBooks dashboard. Okay, I'm going to click on profit and loss for a minute. Okay, so this is on your QuickBooks now. And in the last 30 days, if I click into food here, there's a load of these littles in here. So you can see all this money. So I'll pick on the one I just looked at, the last one, 40.43. That's food, and attached down here is that bill. Okay. So that was in Dext. So you photographed that on Dext. It put it all into food automatically, and then it's published straight through to here. Okay. And on your phones, you should see now that's gone up now because they're still publishing. See here, 1,010. Here's a look. There's some sales that have happened. That's probably not beer and wine. I'll change that to accommodation. There's the utilities that happened. So, and again, I'm in the QuickBooks program here. That was that oil bill we looked at a few moments ago. Okay. So I'll do a little kind of tour around QuickBooks as well in a moment. But do you see what's happening there, guys? I haven't, hopefully I haven't lost you. You just get Dext up again, Dext. I'm just going to bring Dext onto the same screen here. So Dext, when you photograph the bills, okay, published a good few of them. Sales. Yeah, there's only 6 left there at the moment. Okay. And in QuickBooks, it's beginning to set our accounts together. I just want to make one of the where it says beer. I don't know why we have beer and wine there. But I suppose I got confused. Accommodation. Accommodation. Now that's the first thing I just wanted to publish those up. And I'll just show you another thing which connects that. Once the bills are in there, I'm going to click on the bank account. And the money is beginning to recognize things now. You see that? Okay. Now I haven't put through all the littles yet. So I'm going to show you that. So these bills that we put in, I'll click on that oil one. Top oil, 636. At the moment, this is 636. It's just there. The bill is in there. It doesn't know yet it's paid, all right? And I'm going to go to reports. Now, I know you might think I'm losing you, but believe me, I won't lose you. I know. So I'm just going to go to this thing here, supplier balance summary. Now, I'm not going to show all the reports because not all of them are necessary. Okay. But when I turn that green, it's up here at the top. So all you do is click into reports, and the ones I put a green star will always be at the top. These are the important ones. Profit and loss balance sheet, who owes you and who we owe. Now I'm going to demonstrate another thing here. All those bills, it doesn't know they're paid yet. Okay. So there's top oil, 636. I just showed you that one. There's a number of the little ones there. Okay. I'll just go back again. And there's flow gas. So I'm just going to go click on dashboard. Always when you get lost on QuickBooks, click on dashboard. It brings you back to these graphs. And last week when we connected the bank, it kind of started off with what was in there. So I'm going to click on 12 to review because it's learning. So I'm going to click, there's a couple of ways. I can click match, which puts the money against the bill. Okay. I'm going to pick, this one is, it's matching this itself. Now I did nothing. Okay. And it's matched
Okay, so
that one.
you are going to do that. Hanko is just going to photograph the bill and forward it.
Yeah.
What
It
you're
is,
doing
but-
now, your assistant is going to do that.
She is.
Mr. Hanko,
But the more you know, the better off you are, because at least you know your money
yeah.
is paying the bill. Okay. Okay. So
Okay, but I mean, it will take a while before they really understand everything. But
Oh, it
as
will,
long
yeah.
as he's doing what he should do, then
Yeah.
that would be okay.
yeah. So, but if James or Jacobus or Deborah or you are looking at the program, don't be afraid to do these things. Okay. You cannot break the program. So what's happened here is money has gone out of the bank. It's found the receipt, it's paid, and it's asking, can I match it? That's what it's doing there. Now, I showed the 636 one a minute ago, so I'm just going to either click match, or if there's a number of them, you can tick them here and click accept, right? Now they disappear from here. That's the first thing. It's going to show a second thing. Okay, is I'm going to click into that utilities figure 786. Now the transactions are going in, and this 636 a moment ago when I looked at it, it now has the word paid written against it. Okay. On the bottom is a copy of the bill. You know it's paid now because it just happened. Okay, but a year from now you might remember what happened. And here the bill is down as paid, so we know it's paid. That's comforting. And then when I click on this thing, one payment, it'll bring me right back to the bank account. See here, one online banking, and that's what's written on your bank statement there. So I'm not trying to turn you all into accountants or anything, but you want to know where your money comes from, and you want to know where it's gone, and that's what this is.
Important, yes.
Yep.
So, but I was waiting for today to kind of demonstrate that. Now it might sound kind of heavy, but it'll get very familiar very fast. So. So when the bills are going in, which they are right now, and we'll process the rest of these today, you'll see that it'll match up. The program yet, it doesn't, it hasn't seen these bills yet. So it's not too sure what they're for. And, but when the bills arrive in, it'll start to match them up. Like super value we haven't put in yet. And when we do, the word match will appear there. Okay. But what you need to get familiar with then is, and I'll just show you around this is the QuickBooks. So what am I looking at? So the profit and loss is money in and money out. And it'll tell you at the moment, it hasn't got everything in. That's what this is about. And it'll tell you if you're making money or not. Okay. And sometimes you'll be owed money by the voucher people. I can't remember the name of them offhand. And
B&B Ireland. Yeah.
B&B Ireland, that's right. And then there'll be items you've bought that are for the future that are in stock, but it'll start to make sense very fast. It'll analyze the expenses we've put through 1100. It'll show you here, well, like a lot of that is gas and oil, which will last for quite a while. But this food stuff, so 320, how much of it have you used up and versus how much cleaning materials are costing? Everything is getting expensive. So if this stays at a minus for too long, you're going to be adjusting your prices or adjusting your deals, or that's like every business.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. And down here then will be the pattern of your sales. It'll start to build up. So, so just showing you around the accounts at the moment. Whenever you get lost around the place, always click on dashboard. It'll bring you back to here. Okay. That's the first thing. The reports area here. I just want to click in there for a moment. Okay. So there's under standard, there's loads of different reports down here, but the ones you like, put the green dot beside. Like a lot of them, there's too much here for anyone, but there's something here for everybody. Okay. And so this one here, for instance, profit and loss comparison. I'll just click on that one. Now that'll be at the top. Now this is my QuickBooks at the moment, so it'll be at the top of mine. And now it's comparing with the previous year, but you can compare with the previous month if you want. Now we've nothing yet to compare it with, but as time goes on, you might find I'll set that one up for you, or you can set it up yourself, and or year to date. But there'll be, well, that one's a bad example because we aren't open long enough yet. But there'll be reports there that'll mean more to you than anything else. But on the dashboard, you'll see a couple of things. You'll see what's in the bank as of 4 hours ago. You see that?
Yeah.
And this to review just means these items the bank have told us have happened, but they're not in our QuickBooks yet. That's what. And that's a combination of money out and money in. And we just didn't put them through because I wanted to wait for the bills to come in and demonstrate this today. So, but they'll start to happen. And then we'll show you how to do it, and it'll be fine, you know. So an area here down the bottom, my accountant. I'll just click on that for a minute. Okay, any documents kind of we want you to upload, there'll be a button here called upload now. You can put things like bank statements or just once-off stuff are handy to leave here, you know. But if we need anything, there'll be a request from us, and we'll ask you to do it, you know. And it'll never be urgent, just be inside the next week or so. Yeah. This is more of programming, don't mind that so much. I'll just check is that equipment there in a minute. Really for our business at the moment, I just want to get back to this dashboard. Whenever you get lost, it's very important to come back here. Let's wait for that to open. Computer seems a little slower than normal, so very odd. Okay, but I like graphs. And you'll find a good few of them in under reports, and the word performance center was also there actually. See it here? It's also there. There's 2 ways for everything. It'll do lots of graphs. Sometimes it's easier to understand these things. So here now it's looking back the last few months. Now we have nothing in it because it didn't occupy the Atlantic view yet. But as that goes on, it'll start to tell a story. Same with the money coming in, it'll start to tell a story, you know. And there's about 30 graphs here, you know, how profits are and where they're going and so on and so on. So now if somebody comes up and they don't pay you through Booking Ireland and you want to put in a sale, okay, behind this button here, new, there's a lot of information. So wow, all that comes down, all right? So
okay, can I just ask you there, Kevin, is that now, say they haven't had it yet, but if somebody comes from the street and they pay in cash, what do they do then?
yeah, so what they do and they click on plus new, okay,
Yeah.
and then they put in sales receipt. Okay, so we'll say someone left this morning, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm just, and this will bring up. Now I wouldn't bother with the person's name. Okay, I think we'll put you down. I'll put in what I was do is call it. Well, we normally call it general public, but it could be off the street. Okay, we'll call it off the street. Okay, that was the term you used, and I like to use real terms. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So that's a customer now off the street. We're never going to ask them their names, and say they left this morning. So the day is up. So you're just looking at what's on there. And in here is accommodation. Okay, and how much do you charge for bed and breakfast, guys, at the moment? I know it might differ on a day, but if I walked up to you today, how much do you charge?
I don't know.
About 40 euros.
40,
40 euros,
person.
okay. So say a couple of K, it was 80 euros then. You just type in 80.
Yeah.
It's 14.
Now, the main thing is where did the money go? Okay. Now, cash isn't there. So I'll actually add in cash.
Okay, so they must have like a cash register here at home so that they can show where the cash money is.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there'll be, and that figure for cash there. So that person, 80 euros, give it to me. We say I'm going out the door. You just save it. Now we'll see where this ends in a second. Save and close, and they're gone. That's it. Now on the screen here, now is the word cash. So that 80 euros, where did it come from? It came from an off the street person on the 28th of April, okay? Now tomorrow when you go looking for the 80 euros, there might only be 60 of it there because you paid 20 of it for some other receipt. You know, I'm guessing what might happen or whatever, but at least we know what's come in, and then we'll deal with where it went afterwards, okay?
Okay.
The second thing is, it's also appeared here in income. There's the 80, you see it there? Yeah. And so we know the sale has happened. So it's happened and we were paid cash for it, okay? But just say you use the cash to pay yourself or to pay a bill. I'll do a pay a bill. At the moment, everything's going through the bank, so we're going with that. But let's just say one of these bills was paid with cash.
Mhm.
Payment account here is the important thing. And we just say we paid for that bill with cash. We'll pretend I paid the little one with cash. Now I'll cancel this in a second. It's telling me, we see now about cash there, yeah? Cash, yeah. I'll save it, just get that out of the way. I'm lost again. What's going on here? So you click on dashboard to see what it is, and that cash has now fallen to 49.30. And the reason being is we had 80, get rid of that out of the way, but we used 30 euro 70 of it down in Lidl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it just follows the reality of what occurred. So what occurred was somebody came in, paid his 80 euro, then you got in the car, drove to Lidl and spent 30 euro 70 of it and brought back the change, which is 49.30. But at least we're keeping track of our money, you know?
Mhm.
And if it was paid through the bank, which that one actually was with the card, I'll just delete this now, that's one there, but I've recorded this little demonstration. But
Oh, yeah.
But I think for now, as long as the bills are going in, and I wouldn't mind any of you there just keeping an eye on this review area, and if any of the bills are matching up, click match, get used to that, and watch on the mobile phone or on the screen here as the accounts come together. So the profit and loss shows you if you're making money or not, okay? And
Mhm.
the two most important reports are already green for you. The profit and loss, which is what was up there. Sorry, that was last month. I'll go. All dates is forever, you know. So at the moment, you know, in reality, we haven't really lost 240 because not all the transactions are in. Plus the oil is going to last for ages, you know. So that's that.
Yeah.
But it's beginning to take shape. And if someone said food, I didn't buy that much food. You click into 320, it'll say, well, somebody bought it. Okay, there's all the bills. And if someone says, well, what did we buy? Are you sure that was food? It actually brings you right back to the bill. So, I don't know what Ritter Sport is. Is that a magazine? Maybe it's a magazine. So
So what you're basically going to do is to differentiate between your food and your cleaning material.
yeah. I think that's wise. The two, you'll spend a
Yeah.
lot of money in that business.
You know what?
Stuff, you know.
Yeah, because then you can see where do you spend too much money, because the cleaning, according to the COVID-19 rules, you use a lot of cleaning material.
Yeah, and even without COVID-19, hygiene is huge
Yeah.
in that line of business,
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
so it'll be the two biggest ones really. Have you got your own laundry there? Yeah. Have you got your own washing machines? You probably do.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be going day and night for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also,
Basically, yes.
electricity is cheaper from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Night electricity is half price. Like, these are things that are always important. So.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
what we're going to do now that we've demonstrated is if you can keep all bills going into this routinely, okay, we'll check in again. Don't be afraid to have a go at the stuff next week, but you'll find that the accounts will always be 70 to 80% accurate, okay? What will be missing is what's not in there, okay?
Yeah.
But now that we're getting transactions into it, and as your B&B goes on and money comes in, and have a go at entering sales, and ask as many, use it, make mistakes, check in with us the next week again, okay? And I prefer to see a few mistakes in there, and we see what you were trying to do, and have a go at it. You can't break it anyway, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I know you're going to try and break it, but anyway. I think that's important. Don't be afraid to have a go at it. We'll watch it. We'll let things happen. If things don't work and you don't understand, and I try to do this, I mean, that's how you'll learn is by playing with it. And
it's by doing it.
Yeah, I think that'd be useful now. But the bills are beginning to happen now, and the money's beginning to happen, and so we'll get all those in. I'll leave stuff for you to do, but the more you know, the easier it is on me. So that's how we teach, So and that'd be great. So we might actually go for a meetup next Tuesday. I'm actually away on Wednesday, even though I have other staff here. I'd like to mind this one myself. So I'm away on Wednesday. But you have a busy weekend ahead. Are you booked out the weekend and all that?
We've got a few people, not that much. Yes, so we're not booked out, but we've got a few.
Yeah, it's
picking
kind of
up
quieter
next
bank
week
holiday,
again.
but because the schools are still open and we've just had Easter. So how was Easter for you? Was Easter good?
It's quite all right.
Yeah. I'll just